Good evening, and it is so great to be back in one of my favorite places in the Western Conference for high school sports. That is Snohomish High School, the gymnasium here at Snohomish. Mark Aucutt with you on STSPN.com, along with our producer and director Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig here as we bring you action. And it's a great cross-valley rivalry between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Snohomish Panthers in girls high school basketball right here on STSPN. And it is brought to you by Airport Espresso, Bickford Ford, G&S Heating, Cooling, and Air Conditioning, Gene Johnson Plumbing, and McDaniels Do-It Center. Thank you to all of them. And we're not going to waste any time. Let's get right to the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Glacier Peak Grizzlies, starting at one guard, a 5'7" senior, Aaliyah Collins. Also another guard, a 5'5" senior, Malia Smith. Starting as a 6-foot post, a senior, Madison Rubino. Also a 5'10" wing, a senior, Elise Waldall. And wrapping things up there, a 5'8" senior wing, Maya Erling. The head coach is Brian Hill. He is in his 13th season. Now for the Snohomish Panthers girls basketball team. Starting at one guard position is a 5'5" junior, that's Cheyenne Rogers. Also a 5'9" guard, senior, Kayla Soderstrom. Starting as a 5'9" junior guard, and a very good one, Ella Gallatin. And as a 5'3" sophomore guard, Jada Andreessen. And a 5'10" guard forward freshman, Addison Gallatin. That's the Snohomish Panthers. Their head coach is Ken Roberts. He is in his 21st season. Two great coaches, two great teams, two great communities. And we're going to have a great time. So we'll be back after we take a look at this right here on STSPN.com.
McDaniels Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniels the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniels and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniels.
Welcome back. We're at Snohomish High School. Beautiful day outside. A beautiful near the end of May day. Entering Memorial Day weekend Friday night, May 28th. Yeah. High school basketball. Yeah, it is a May Day.
No,
May Day is May 1st.
When you were a kid, did your mom have you go out and do May baskets?
No, I think we did something. We did Mother's Day really well. Ken Roberts down there he's motioned up here. I'm not sure what's going on. Look like they have a problem with the scoreboard down there or something like that. I think he was motioning that we're going to be held up for just a little bit here. I'll set the stage. First of all, let me introduce you because, you know, of course, you're the owner of the enterprise, so you can pretty much do what you want, jump in there. But this is Todd Elvig I'm with, and it is great for us to get a chance to get together again. And if you got the camera focused on what's going on down there, look like they have some kind of a technical issue.
Well, they're looking at my stuff thinking it's doing something, and it ain't doing nothing.
Well, because you are hooked into their scoreboard so you can have real time on your screen, which you aren't able to do over at Glacier Peak because they're not Daktronics. Is that right?
That's correct.
I know that story. So we have, while we're waiting, do you want to take a break or do you want to get ready to roll? We're going to make sure everything's going okay here. So we have Glacier Peak in the blue uniforms, and they have the silver and white there. And right across the valley on I-9, you just go across. It was a beautiful drive coming over here today. I'm hearing your headset, Sarah. You got that turned off, don't you? I'm hearing you're banging around over there. So anyway, I got to keep you honest.
You do.
And so Glacier Peak is over on to be the west side of the valley, and the Snohomish is over here on the east side. And Snohomish had been around a long time, since the late 1800s, 1894 to be exact, and Glacier Peak came on board in 2008. Brian Hill's been the head coach there since that time, and we're finally ready to go as we're underway. Oh, it feels so good to get to do play-by-play for high school basketball or college. I did a lot of public address over this stretch, but haven't done any play-by-play, so I'm excited about this. Look at that. Nice work underneath, but Snohomish able to capitalize on the missed shots right there, and they'll have the basketball coming into front court. Handling it is Cheyenne Rogers. Now, one thing about Snohomish, and something I really love, they generally like to pass a lot. They move the ball around. See, there it is, a little give and go. Now kick it out, and they had the player open out there, off on the shot, but that's the right thinking to keep moving that ball. There they are again. Over on the right side, a couple of missed shots for each team on both sides, so they're just trying to find their groove. But I like the way that they're moving the basketball, Todd. And then now that's not so much the way you want to do it, but still they're thinking and moving the ball, which is the key as you get your defense out of position. There's a beautiful three-pointer. Nailing it that time is Elise Waldell. She averages 5 points a game, and she is 60% of the way there with that shot right there. And so Snohomish with the white uniforms, red letters, numbers, trim, come out of backcourt. There's a shot hard off the backboard. Good follow on the rebound, and we got a reach. And that's not going to be the call. It's going to be traveling. 6:47 to go here. First quarter action. Are you hooked up okay on the time on the scoreboard?
Or absolutely did they not. Something's
I kind of had a hunch that was going to happen. So here comes Glacier Peak into front court. Up by the 3-0 score off the three-pointer just a little while ago by Waldell. Tapped out. Grizzlies drive again. You can see that coming. Count the basket. That one is good for Malia Smith, and she'll go to the foul line with a foul shot. Really excellent follow-through that time. Foul is going to be on Cheyenne Rogers, her first foul, and that is team foul number 1 on either team. So Malia goes to the foul line, chance to double up that lead, and not going to happen. It's going to stay at 5-0, but still Snohomish, a young team, needs to put one in the basket here. Slides one across that time. That one's going to be short. Good presence for the rebound underneath by Madison Rubino. Didn't shut off baseline. Going to pay the price for it.
I never think those are going to go in.
Maya Erling, just fantastic reverse, and they're up 7-0. Off to a 7-0 run. 6 minutes exactly to go here in the first quarter, and it flies by fast. Snohomish trying to draw some twine here and make a basket in this first quarter. Here at Snohomish High School on a beautiful Friday night. There's a three ball. That's going to go off the mark. They save it, but right to a Glacier Peak player. Here they come. It went to Maya Erling. Talk about ball movement. They did great coming down court that time. And look at that shot from the right side. Aaliyah Collins buries it, and she averages about 15.5 points per game. And just like that, it is 9-0 Glacier Peak. The crosstown rivals have the 9-point lead. There's a timeout on the floor. 5:35 to go. First quarter here on STSPN.com. We'll be back with more.
At GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save up to $2,000 on heat pumps and air conditioners during our preseason cooling sale. Visit gsheating.com today.
Welcome back to Snohomish High School. Glacier Peak bolting out to a 9-0 lead here, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. They got a lot of seniors, all 5 players in the starting lineup seniors. There's a foul going in, so at least it's going to give Snohomish player Ella Gallatin a chance to go to the line to get them on the scoreboard. Foul is going to be on Elise Waldell. That's her first foul, first team foul. It'll bring 2 shots for Gallatin, who averages 21.5 points per game. Left-handed shooter puts it in, and the Panthers are on the board. 5:25 to go here in the first quarter. And Todd, as we've watched games through the years, once you make that first basket or get your first point, that a lot of times will loosen things up, and then you start finding the basket. They've had plenty of opportunities, just haven't got them to fall in there.
Here's a fun fact. All 5 of those starters are going on to college to play basketball.
For Glacier Peak.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there on the floor, and there's that right there from Madison Rubino. Puts it off the glass back to a 9-point lead at 11-2 here, coming up on 3 minutes into the first quarter on STSPN.com. Strong drive. That looked good. She did a great job with the left hand. Ella Gallatin, and now she has all 4 of Snohomish's points. And sometimes a player, especially with her capability, just has to take charge and do what she can to get her team points and close the gap on this one. But we know Glacier Peak's going to give them a battle. Oh, and a great steal by Cheyenne Rogers with the interception. She picked that one clean. Great ball movement on the other end. Putting it in is Jada Anderson off the pass. from Ella Gallatin, and look at this. Snohomish has cut it down to a 5-point deficit, 11-6. Yeah, these are two teams that are so well coached. It's fun to watch them match up.
And they know each other.
Oh, my, do they. That one's out of bounds. Snohomish is going to get it back. Snohomish will make a substitution. Sarah Rogers is going to come into the game for the Panthers, replacing Cheyenne Rogers. But, yes, the coaches definitely know each other really well. And it's fun to watch the two on each side over there and just their commitment to what they're doing and the communications they have with the players. And these players started at a young age with a little dribbler program here in the Snohomish area, and just tremendous tradition for both sides, Glacier Peak and Snohomish. Snohomish keeping it alive. Tough defense right there. Screens her out, stops her rather in the lane. That one's going to break out of there. Good rebound. Just a little bit short, but that was a nice move by Andreessen. Snohomish will get it right back. Driving through the lane, and we got a foul coming up. That is going to go against Glacier Peak. Taking it in that time is Gallatin, as she has twice now been able to draw attention and draw fouls. So that's going to go against Madison Rubino, her first foul, second team foul. And heading to the foul line is Gallatin. She is already 2 for 2, got Snohomish's first 2 points of the game. And let's see if she can close that gap. 2 of these would make it a 3-point deficit. There's one. One more to go, and it could be down to 3. 3:37 to go here in a fast-paced first quarter at Snohomish High School. Next one looks really good. She's got great form. 6 points for Gallatin, 6 of the 8. The other 2 belong to Jada Andreessen, and here comes Glacier Peak, as Snohomish really seems to have adjusted well coming out of that timeout, Todd.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Snohomish is just amazing on the boards.
Yeah, that's a big strength. And there's part of it, but a foul down underneath that time. That's going to be against Jada Andreessen, her first foul, second team foul. It's going to be 2 shots. Aaliyah Collins, another one of the really great basketball players for Glacier Peak, is at the foul line and has that one come out. So they are 0 for 2 from the foul line. We have a substitution. Cheyenne Rogers is back into the game. She's going to replace Jada Andreessen. What's interesting is that, Todd, in this game with 11 points on the board, and it stays 11, 5 different scorers. Collins, Smith, Rubino, Waldall, and that one's in.
You know, speaking of Andreessen, her parents in Orlando are watching.
Hey,
Give
that's
them a
awesome.
shout out.
Down in Orlando, huh? What, are they down at Disney World or something down there?
Well, they're
11, or do they live down?
I'm not sure
what are they
they're
doing
doing
down there? Well, it's nice to hear from them. We love that. Look at this. It's a 1-point game. Remember, Glacier Peak got off to a 9-0 start before Snohomish called a timeout. Now Snohomish, because of the trap in the back court, is forced to call another timeout. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Here we go, back to Snohomish High School, and the Panthers have a chance to take the lead for the first time in the game. They were down 9-0 and have come marching back, and now forced to take a timeout. That goes off one of the Panthers' feet right there, and that's going to be against an off Soderstrom. The previous basket, we have Cheyenne Rogers got the basket, so we were just confirming on that. So she had her first 2 points in the game. Inbound passes. Look at that defense right there for Snohomish. Trying to force Glacier Peak out and prevent them from getting on the board, as Snohomish is on a really good run here. They're on a 10-2 run. We got a foul on the rebound. There's definitely a push off underneath, and good positioning by Madison Rubino, the senior. Foul's going to go against Addison Gallatin, freshman. Averages 5 points a game. That's her first foul. Team foul number 3. Glacier Peak will inbound on the left baseline. That one's just pretty much rolled out there for grabs, and we got a scrum going on. Jump ball, they say. One of the officials coming in and say that's going to be a jump ball. So they'll reset this, and possession arrow will indicate who gets it. That's going to be Snohomish. Inbounding with the pass coming through is Kayla Soderstrom. And coming up court, Gallatin. Look at that defense. Glacier Peak has tightened it up, put more pressure on. There's a trap near midcourt. Panthers trying to penetrate through right here and take the lead for the first time in the game as they've been on a nice run. But Glacier Peak is clogging things up. And on the man-to-man, forcing them out. There's a reach in. I agree with that foul. That was Elise Waldell. Her intent was good, but she just got a little bit too far in there. And so on Elise, that's going to be her second foul, third team foul. Each team has 3. We've got a substitution. Kailani Rootstool is going to come in, and that one comes the other direction. Here comes a nice pass, and she led her right, but she couldn't. And wisely backed out of there, Todd. That's really something. Waldell buries her second three-pointer of the game, and you really got to like that assist down low underneath.
Great ball awareness.
That was Aaliyah Collins with the assist that time. As what I really like, though, is instead of forcing the shot, she backed out, came out of the paint, found her teammate who hits the 3-ball. That's exactly what you should do. Don't force it. And there's Collins with a steal, goes the other way, lays it up, left hand, good. She's got 4 points at 16 to 10.
Fast.
She is lightning quick. So now back to a 6-point lead and a 5-0 run for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Biggest lead has been 9 points. Snohomish has not led in this game. Driving the other way, Ella Gallatin takes it in. She's going to draw another foul.
That was a little bit of a late whistle there.
2 shots coming. This will be her third trip to the line with 2 here in the first quarter. 1-1-1 on the scoreboard. And that foul is going to go against Madison Rubino, her second and 4th team foul. Gallatin already has 6 points, a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. And here it comes. Oh, her first miss.
No, you just had to say something.
Well, I got to give the right stats and all. Now, substitutions in for Glacier Peak will be Kailani Rookstool, and then Haley Stevenson is in now for Glacier Peak. Jada Andreessen out there for the Snohomish Panthers. First quarter action, a lot of points on the board. Second one's going to come out of there too. So, boy, didn't mean to, but because she's looked so perfect from the foul line so far. Coming up on a minute to go in the first quarter. Mark Aucutt, Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig here on STSPN.com, and driving through is Collins. Collins now with 6 points. It's back to an 8-point lead. It's 18 to 10. And under a minute to go in the first quarter. So
did you see that little fake that she did there?
She's got a lot of great moves out there, and we just saw one of them. She's very, very quick. That one's all over the place now. Finally, Snohomish is going to get a handle. Picked off. There's Collins again. Here she comes the other direction. Looks at the basket. That's almost in there. Waldau would have 3 of those if she would have hit that. Snohomish with 5 turnovers. Glacier Peak with 3 of them. Under 20 seconds now as the shot clock is dead here, and they can play for the 1 shot. They're trying to get a basket of any form at this point in time, down by 8 points. Nowhere to go. Finally, you got to put it up there. Too hard off the glass and rim, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Our score is Glacier Peak 18, Snohomish 10. This is STSPN.com.
Bickford Ford is Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, but we work regardless of what's going on outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. And right now, Bickford has 138 F-Series in stock, from the best-selling F-150s to medium-duty F-650s. Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish and Bickford.net.
Welcome back. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. And I'm sitting next to a 12-year Navy veteran, Todd Elvig. Todd, thank you for your service to our country. You know how much I appreciate it, and we appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Yep, no, I didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, well, it means a lot. You know, that's a good run right there, 3 hitches. Glacier Peak has the basketball. And they're in front court. There is Collins again. Snohomish trying to shut him down as Glacier Peak's on a 7-0 run right now. Collins had the right idea, just through the fingertips of Rookstool. And that's going to turn it over to the Snohomish Panthers for Glacier Peak, their 4th turnover in the game. But they jumped out to a 9-0 lead. Snohomish called a timeout, then they got going. Went on a 10-2 run, and then since that time, it is Glacier Peak with a 7-0 run. There's Collins with another pick. She's got at least 3 steals. There she is again. Oh, too hard on the miss there. Well, those were 2 ones they should have had, either one of them. And Snohomish got it. There they go. Good passing. Across the lane right there. Couldn't get it to come through. Nice follow. And dropping it home is Sarah Rogers. Her first 2 points in the game. And that's how you get back in a game, is by just good hustle like that. And she really followed trailing perfectly well to complete the deal right there. If it were hockey, I'd say there's some poke checking going on down there.
Yes.
That's what they just don't have the sticks. They're using the hands, and they really raised havoc with Glacier Peak. A miss on the shot, and then they didn't get the board, so Glacier Peak ends up with it. Another crack at it here, up by 6. That was a sweet move. Erling with 4 points now and an 8-point lead. Minute and a half into the second quarter. This one moving briskly along. Again, thank you very much to all of our sponsors. I passed one of them on the way in, Todd. That would be Airport Espresso.
That is right. And, boy, I got to tell you what, their parachute punch, I love that.
I am going to have to try that. I was going to get a suggestion from you because I go by there and I see that nice stand right there and go, I got to get in there and check out what parachute punch, huh?
Oh,
good stuff. Huh? And, of course, right there at Harvey Field, you got it in the parachuters and the hot air balloons. And we went out to dinner there, Debbie and I, about almost 2 weeks ago. Just love that, coming in around that turn and the end of the airway there.
Oh, it's great to watch it.
So that foul is going to be against Snohomish's Ella Gallatin, her first, team foul number 4. At the foul line is Kailani Rookstool. Yeah, it just looked when she released it like it had too much on it, and it spins out of there. Back in for the Panthers will be Cheyenne Rogers and also Addison Gallatin. Just under 6 minutes to go. That is truly one of my, and we talked on the way up because we were getting, like literally from the tower, you were giving me instructions as to the best route to come in today.
It is right.
And, oh, look at the score. It's 21-12, one of our favorite scores because we're big Rush fans. And the Rush fans in the audience know what we're talking about. The rock band, the power trio from Canada. Absolutely. It is 21-12.
You know, we should have Harvey or the Airfield Espresso deliver some drinks down here.
Oh, my gosh. I'll bet you could make that happen. One of these times. That's something to work on. If you don't do it this year, let's get it done for next year. I could see you doing it.
If I get a plug out to, like, Harvey Trucking, maybe they'll get one of their trucks
there you go.
And get that out there.
So it's a 9-point lead at 21-12. And that's our thing, too. If I'm calling a Husky game or Seattle Pacific or something, and the score goes to 21-12, I have to send you a picture of it.
Absolutely.
And, again.
I have several.
Yeah. That foul is going to be on Malia Smith, her first 15 foul. Because some people go, what are they talking about? But the Rush fans, the band, knows when that was an album title, 21-12 of the rock band Rush. So whenever we hit, and we're big Rush fans. So whenever and Neil Peart, may his soul rest in peace, their drummer. But whenever we hit that score, I have to send a picture. There's a shot, a turnaround by Gallatin. What a beautiful work of art that was. That is 8 points, and it's 21-14. 8 points for her. Yeah, they just really stifled her. up top that time as Glacier Peak has the basketball, passes over on the right side. Long-range jumper, and nobody underneath for the Grizzlies. 3 Panthers down there. Here we go the other direction. Gallatin up to Rogers. They go into more of a half-court set right here and slow things up. But, again, you can – oh, there – look at her. Collins. I have her for 4 steals, and there's another basket. She has 8 points. It's back to a 9-point lead, 23-14. Brian Hill says, I'm going to take a timeout. 4:33 to go, second quarter. We'll have more for you here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back. We are live here at Snohomish High School. I'm Mark Aucutt along with Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig. And what's this gentleman at Harvey Trucking that we need to get on as a sponsor or something like that? You need him to deliver? Tell me about this guy.
Well, I don't know. One thing or another. Lance needs to have one of their trucks drive over here with a couple of those parachute punches.
Parachute punches from
or they need to get on the ticket here.
There you go. So what the general trucking in the area then?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything, but he's a general contractor.
Okay. All right. What's this guy's name?
Lance Harvey.
Lance Harvey. Okay, Lance, we'd love to see you. There's a shot on the way. That one's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Glacier Peak, but that one was way off the mark. Kayla Soderstrom. Now for Snohomish, that's the only player of note that is going to play college sports, and that will be soccer at Northwest University in Kirkland. Panthers down by 9 points. That equals their biggest deficit of the game. Here comes Snohomish, kicks a pass out. Soderstrom, shot clock at 10. Game has been so fast-paced, I really haven't had a chance to bear down on it.
Wow.
But there it is.
There you go.
Cheyenne Rogers gets it in before that 30-second shot clock goes off, and that's now her 5th point after she wraps up the three-pointer. Under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Glacier Peak up by 6. And even though they've had some sizable leads at 9 points on more than one occasion, this game has had a good competitive feel about it, which is going to happen when these two teams meet anyway. Just they know each other really well. They compete very well. That foul goes against Addison Gallatin, her second foul, 5th team foul. So each team has 2 fouls. It'll be 2 shots for Kailani Rookstuhl, and she is 1 for 2 from the foul line. Make that 2 for 3.
Yeah, I talked to Brian like a week ago or so, and he said it doesn't matter what kind of athletes he's got. When they come and play Snohomish, Snohomish is always a tough game.
Without a doubt. There's so much tradition here. And we got a stoppage there. That she made the second one. Do they count it or not? I think there was a lane violation. There was a lane violation.
Yeah, no point.
So it stays at 23-17, which is a big break for the Snohomish Panthers as they will have the basketball. And 3:46 to go in the second quarter here on STSPN.com.
I think I was adding the points to the wrong side anyway.
Trap up near midcourt. Long-range jumper, not going to land. Ella Gallatin has one come out, gets another crack at it. Looks like somebody might have got a piece of that one, and she had 2 shots. She's a slick-looking player down there. Somebody calling for a foul down there, I think. Here we go, the other direction. Glacier Peak in the blue with the ball. That's almost dropped in there. That was she had a good look on that basket. I always like shooting from that side over there.
Well, any comments that you hear, there's no Glacier Peak parents here.
What's that?
There's no Glacier Peak parents here.
What? You didn't let they can't come in?
I told them I can't.
Oh, they can't come.
No, they actually can't. It's
Is it closed?
Home team only.
Oh, okay. Now I was going to ask you if there was some special provisions and such. So okay. 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Great pass. She just flung it up there.
Yep.
She was sailing past it, and that's where she needed to use the backboard a little bit more that time. But, boy, I tell you, the pass was perfect. And now I could see the whistle coming. Feel it coming, as that's going to go against Glacier Peak. Each team with 5 team fouls. That foul goes against Kailani Rookstuhl. That's her first foul. 6th team foul. In for Glacier Peak is Elise Waldall, and for Snohomish will be Sarah Rogers.
I think that's a kind of a girls' thing. The girls tend to get too far under the basket.
Yes, that is definitely something and that's what impressed me earlier when Collins, instead of forcing it and going too far underneath, she said, no, I don't see a good shot here. I'm going to play smart. And then she found her teammate, Waldall, who made the three-pointer. And that's more what you have to do. Sometimes it's just hard. You got to know where the basket is at all times. Oh,
wow.
My goodness. Look at that from Gallatin. She used the glass, banks it in, and it's a 3-point game, 23-20. Ella now has a total of 11 points, 5 in the quarter. That's her first three-pointer in the game. Battle for the rebound. It's poked out, and Snohomish will get it. Sarah Rogers, the 3-ball could tie it right here, coming up on 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Here come the Panthers. Cheyenne Rogers now with the dish. Ooh, almost a travel. Did she?
It was.
Yes,
travel.
she did. It was a slow. I mean, I think the ref just, the other thing, too, in the ref's defense is they got to deal with these masks when they're out there trying to blow the whistle and all that kind of stuff. The Glacier Peak will make a substitution just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 16 fouls for Glacier Peak and 5 for Snohomish, so pretty even up right in that category. Collins with the basketball, cross-court pass. Look at that ball movement. Erling finds Rubino, who has a total of 4 points. 25-20, 1:35 to go. And Snohomish has done a great job of coming back a couple of times. Look at that, Collins. You just cannot get close with those passes because she is going to read them so well and get the hands out there. I already have her for 4 steals in this one. Cross-court pass. Gallatin near jump ball, and that's what Brian Hill was calling for. Glacier Peak's going to get it back. Here they go the other direction. Just got way too sloppy. That is going to come off the backboard, go out of bounds. It'll be Snohomish ball. Snohomish with 10 turnovers in the game. Glacier Peak with 7. And here comes a new player in for Glacier Peak. This is Lillian Downs. Lillian Downs is a senior. Panthers have the ball down by 5 points. Coming up on a minute to go in the second quarter. It was 18-10, and the lead in favor of Glacier Peak at the end of the first quarter. They've led the entire game. Great rebound. Madison Rubino coming out of backcourt now. There's Rubino getting the feed. They move the ball really well, too. Oh, my, do they. It's fun to watch these two teams play. And mix Lake Stevens into the mix of it all, too. Snohomish working their way out of backcourt. You've got 17 on the shot clock, about a 10-second difference on the quarter clock. Rogers. Gallatin looking around. She may take it herself. There's 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fires the 3-ball off the left side of the glass. Plenty of time for Glacier Peak. They don't need to rush right here. They have plenty of time to get a good shot off. Waldall misses on that off the pass from Collins. Panthers and Glacier Peak fighting for the loose ball right there, and we got a grab. That'll lead to 1-1, so that's going to go against Glacier Peak. That foul is on Elise Waldall. That's her third foul.
0.2 seconds.
0.2 seconds. Jada Andreessen is at the foul line. She has 2 points. This is her first trip to the line.
Oh, look at that, Mom and Dad. There you go.
Mom and Dad, that is perfect foul shooting form right there. See if she can make it 2 in a row. Watch this. She eyes it. Oh, a little too hard that time. 25-21 will be our score at halftime. We are through one half of play here at Snohomish High School, and Glacier Peak leads by 4, 25-21. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half of action. This is your home for high school sports, STSPN.com.
At GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save up to $2,000 on heat pumps and air conditioners during our pre-season cooling sale. Visit gsheating.com today.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Bickford Ford is Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, but we work regardless of what's going on outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. And right now, Bickford has 138 F-Series in stock, from the best-selling F-150s to medium-duty F-650s. Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish and Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, but we work regardless of what's going on outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. And right now, Bickford has 138 F-Series in stock, from the best-selling F-150s to medium-duty F-650s. Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
At GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save up to $2,000 on heat pumps and air conditioners during our pre-season cooling sale. Visit gsheating.com today.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Here you go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gearing up for the second half of action here. I was just going over what I have at the house.
Those are great.
I'm very much into decorating year-round. And so I really got kicked into it. And I knew this was going to happen because I have neighbors that the next to us is, and there's 4 or 5 of us that really get into the Christmas holiday decoration. And one next to us is very much into inflatables. Well, I knew once I started, it was, you know how that goes. It's like you with this equipment here.
Yeah.
And this equipment here leads us to what we're going to see right in front of us, which is high school basketball. It's a 4-point game, and it's a good game in the sense that it's entertaining, it's competitive, and you still don't know the outcome of it, and that's the best part of a game. That is a 4-point difference going into the second half, is now Glacier Peak will go from our left to right. I'm Mark Aucutt along with Todd and Sarah Elvig, bringing you the action here on the start of the Memorial Day weekend. We want to thank all of our veterans, men and women who served in uniform, serving in uniform, and we certainly appreciate it, all that you have done through all these years to give us the freedom we have. Look at that battling underneath. Ella Gallatin, she averages 21.5 points per game. Guess what? She's got 15. It is 25-23, so she has 15 of the 23 points, and a block right there. Snohomish gets the ball. They have a chance to tie or take the lead here in the first minute of the third quarter. So no let up in the Panthers, which would be typical of a Ken Roberts coach team. There's Gallatin again. She is not hesitant. Double team, kicks out the pass. Oh, nice release on that, but she couldn't quite get it to drop. Now Glacier Peak will try. This is definitely turned out to be a fun game to watch and announce. Look at that. Oh, that's too bad. She feels bad about missing that shot. I thought she had it. It was a real smooth move with the pass. She just needed to close it up there. Miss on the shot by Andreessen. They're kind of going back and forth. Oh, behind the back to Collins, did she?
Oh, she
didn't
missed
get it. That was a great pass from Erling.
Oh,
There's Collins, gets another pick. We got a foul, so Collins has 5 steals.
she was trying
been
to make up
magnificent.
for that miss.
All right, so that foul is going to go against Ella Gallatin, her first team foul. In the first half, Glacier Peak had 17 fouls, and Snohomish had 5. That was a rainbow right there that came out. But she has made 2 of them. That's Elise Waldall. Missed her last couple of three-pointers. Beautiful shot right there. Leaning in was Maya Erling, and she now has 7 points. She scored at least a couple of points in each quarter. That's her first three-pointer, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Glacier Peak. So Snohomish has closed the gap. They got it down 11-10 in that first quarter after trailing 9-0, and then 25-23 here. And here's Collins with another pick, her 6th of the game. Goes to the basket. Looks like she got hacked on the way in. Snohomish now with 13 turnovers in the game. We have 2 shots coming up for Collins, and she will be going to the line for the second time. She missed on the back end of a three-point attempt earlier, and the foul is going to be against Addison Gallatin. That's her 3rd foul. Team foul number 2 already against Snohomish, 2:07 into the third quarter. So Collins is at the foul line, has 8 points, all field goals, 2-pointers. She had 6 points in the first quarter and 2 points in the second quarter. And in for Snohomish is Kalika Cole, getting to see some action, the senior. So Elise Waldall has 3 fouls for Glacier Peak, and for Snohomish, Gallatin has 3. Those are the leaders for each team, and the second shot is good. So Collins now is 1 for 3 at the foul line. 29-23, back to a 6-point lead. Yeah, Glacier Peak will explode on you if you're not careful. See, there it is right there. She read it perfectly. Gets the steal, drives the other way, puts it off the glass and in. That's Maya Erling. 5 points in the quarter, 9 points in the game, and it's back to an 8-point lead at 31-23 as Glacier Peak steps on the accelerator and gets the job done there. There's Gallatin again. Looks across court, gets the pass to her teammate, driving through. Ooh, we got definitely some physical contact right there. Foul is going to go against Madison Rubino, her 3rd foul. That is team foul number 1. Snohomish is going to make a substitution. Out will be Jada Andreessen, and in is Sarah Rogers. See if the Panthers can stop the bleeding a little bit right here. Gallatin, good defense, forces her to not make a shot attempt. That's Waldall who shut her down. Peek into front court. Here come the Grizzlies. That's a great move, but she just couldn't close it. That's a couple of times you feel for Rubino because she's really been getting some good positioning in there. Out of bounds it goes. It's going to be Glacier Peak ball. Exactly 3 minutes into the third quarter. 5 minutes to go. Third quarter action here at Snohomish High School on STSPN.com. A 5-second violation? That's a big one right there. If Snohomish can capitalize, they need to right here. This is a big possession, Todd.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that 5 seconds.
Seemed rather quick, but we'll live with it, and Snohomish will have the ball.
Sometimes those are a little ticky-tack because they there's a lot of times it's 5 seconds and, you know, let them play.
Panthers, Rogers, nice up fake, and
traveling
for sure. It was a defense by Glacier Peak that caused that. That would be Malia Smith and Madison Rubino, both of them shutting her down to force the travel.
I would be traveling all the time because
if we had to face that kind of defense, it would be tough. But they didn't yield anything. We got a push off. And this foul is going to go against Snohomish's Kayla Soderstrom, her first foul. Third team foul against the Panthers. And they'll inbound cross court. Leah Collins, who's definitely been a big factor defensively and offensively. 9 points offensively, 6 interceptions. Glacier Peak, Rubino can't hold on to it. It'll be Snohomish basketball. Grizzlies going to bring a couple of new players in. Gallatin with the drive. I think we have an offensive foul in there.
Charge.
That looks like what it's going to be. It's going to give it back to Glacier Peak. As they sort this out, let's make sure here. This is one of those long developing foul calls. They're talking to make sure they got it right. So that is going to go against Snohomish's Kayla Soderstrom, her second foul. That would be fourth team foul. Just one team foul so far against Glacier Peak. And a couple of substitutions for the Grizzlies. In for Glacier Peak will be Kailani Rookstuhl and Haley Stevenson. Rookstuhl is a sophomore. Stevenson's a junior. And it's good to get these young players experience and time on the court in this abbreviated season.
I think that's what's great about masks. You can sit there and say anything you want. You're like, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess I better take a look around here as we have the ball is intercepted. Now we go the other direction. And that one's going to be thrown into traffic.
Oh, was that a give back? That was a give back foul there.
That would be a Collins' first foul. Second team foul. Now you've got Snohomish with the ball in front court. Down by the 8 points. They haven't scored for a while since getting something really early on. And a big miss right there as Collins will get the rebound. Bring it out of back court. Oh. And now Glacier Peak's going to throw it away. So some back and forth. Glacier Peak now with a total of 12 turnovers. Snohomish with 15. And the Panthers will have the basketball.
Yeah, no, just.
So 3:29 to go in the third quarter. Panthers will get it back and come out of back court. That is Soderstrom. Good defense on her, and that's going to go out of bounds. Just not either team really getting any rhythm on these the last couple of times back and forth down court. Addison Gallatin is back into the game, and coming out will be Kalika Cole as the Panthers will inbound with Soderstrom cross court. She finds Ella Gallatin. Gallatin, the leading scorer for both teams with 15 points. She just has 2 here in the third. Dishes off a pass. That's an air ball that's going to go out of bounds. Yes, Snohomish with a decent student cheering section. Some cutouts over there, too, so the spirit is there. It's, you know.
I don't think they're not making the cutouts have any kind of social distance.
No, they're right up with everybody else over there, so. But I think they're okay. I think they've all been vaccinated.
Yeah.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Oh, that's an excellent shot by Malia Smith. She has 5 points, and it's an 11-point lead, 34-23. This is the biggest lead of the game for Glacier Peak. They've led by 9 on 2 occasions. Coming out of the game is Cheyenne Rogers, and in is Jada Andreessen. Andreessen will then handle the inbound duties, but Snohomish down by their biggest deficit as Glacier Peak now in a position where they can pull away, and they're not letting up on the defense there. We've seen that trap from them quite a bit in this game. There's a great drive by Gallatin. Pressure on her. She made it look easy. So Gallatin now has a total of 17 points. Leading scorer for both teams she is a very fun player to watch. Just really has a lot of grace about and finesse about her game there. And her defense is rock solid. That's going to be a foul. It'll bring 2 shots. 2 shots for Rookstuhl, who is 1 for 3 from the line. Snohomish foul is going to be Addie Gallatin is going to be called for her 4th foul. 5th team foul. So she leads both teams with 4 fouls, and at the foul line is Rookstuhl with the 2 shots. Shy Rogers is back in, replacing Addie Gallatin. is back to a 10-point lead for Glacier Peak with 2:11 to go in the third quarter. So what do you got coming up next, STSPN programming-wise? What's the next one?
Tomorrow night we've got women's football.
Oh, okay. That would be Everett or who?
Well, it is an Everett team, but they're called the Seattle Spartans.
Okay.
And they're playing the Pioneers. I forget where they're from.
Okay. Who's got the call for that?
A gentleman by the name of Dave Morris.
Okay. Well, I hope that goes well. And is it the first one for the women's football?
First home game.
Okay, great. Okay, here we go. We've done that before,
Yep.
the women's football.
It's not lingerie.
No, it is not. It is full contact,
Yep.
pads,
Tackle.
blocking.
Blocking.
No messing around. No, they get after it. That goes out of bounds. It will be Glacier Peak basketball. Up by 10 points and just kind of in this holding pattern here for a while. Action on STSPN.com. So that's great. Well, and I know I'll get a chance to be back June 19th in a game at Kings High School. Looking forward to that. We keep them pretty busy doing some other sports-related items.
Oh, what was that on?
What we got here?
A charge or something?
I think that's what it is. He threw an elbow or something out there. That would be against Malia Smith, her second foul, third team foul. As the Panthers will get the ball back, Snohomish looks a little tired out there. And I think it's because they're playing an older team with Glacier Peak, and Panthers have had to work for it, and they've fallen down 3 different times in this one. But the previous 2 times they've cut the deficit very close, but there's a big miss right there, and Glacier Peak will have the basketball. Third quarter action. Well, she handled it pretty much all on her own that time. That was Malia Smith, and just couldn't get the shot to drop as we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. So it's Panthers coming in at 4-1, and Glacier Peak sitting at 4-0. So this is a game we wanted to definitely get on the broadcast schedule and bring to you live here from Snohomish High School. Panthers still technically in this, of course, but they need to start finding a way to make a basket. I think that's going to be one way. That's Jada Andreessen. So you got to start hitting those baskets. They've had some great opportunities, just haven't get them to fall here in the third quarter. They were down 25-21 at halftime, so they've only scored 6 points, whereas Glacier Peak has scored 10. So outscoring them 10-6. Shot clock shut down as we're under 10 seconds to go, and we'll see what happens here. The turnaround, that was good defense, and the end of the quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters, still really anybody's game.
Oh, yeah.
Glacier Peak is leading Snohomish 35-27, but you never know what can happen when we get to this fourth quarter and perhaps beyond. So stay with us. You are viewing and listening on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
At GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we know that comfort is more than just the heating and cooling equipment we deliver. It's also the comfort our customers feel with the people they engage with in the process. For over 40 years, residents of Snohomish County have trusted GNS Heating to improve the comforts of their home. And now you can save up to $2,000 on heat pumps and air conditioners during our pre-season cooling sale. Visit gsheating.com today.
Was that just an ad for GNS Heating, Cooling, and Air Conditioning?
It was.
Out there? Very nice. They've been on board for quite a long time. Thank you to GNS Heating, Cooling, and Air Conditioning. Those cooling and air conditioning units are going to come in handy. We've had a great run of weather. I bet they've already been getting calls. Traveling. Going to give it back to Glacier Peak as Snohomish is up by 8 points. We bring you the action on STSPN.com. Again, thank you to Airport Espresso, home of the parachute punch.
Oh, yeah.
Which at some point I'm going to have down there. So what that tells me is you get down there from time to time.
I get down there quite often.
There is a jump ball. And that is going to stay with Glacier Peak. And then we also have Bickford Ford. I'm a Ford driver. Now, I got mine down in the south end, but I can have my service done.
Oh yeah.
Was she bringing us something? I looked over, and look what has come to us. We have parachute punch.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know, you're in Snohomish. Anything can happen. It is an amazing place up here. And we have
Airport
this is incredible.
Espresso.
And now, who was that nice young lady who brought that to us?
I
saw a Snohomish T-shirt on her.
I
think they just dropped it. Might have been your buddy from, was it Lance Harvey? Is that right?
Lance Harvey, but this is definitely.
We know where it came from. It's from, as we both got beverages.
Heather Harvey is the one that owns it.
Heather Harvey owns it. Okay, tied into the Harvey family.
Boy,
of the
I got to
airport,
thank
right?
those guys.
Oh, we're going to thank
cow.
a lot here in the fourth quarter. We don't want to lose track of the game, but I saw these drinks headed up the stairway or up the seats here. I'm going, I think that's coming to us. God, I love that. You can't beat that kind of service. Out of bounds it goes, so we'll work all this in as we don't want to lose track of the game, though. So it's a 8-point lead as Glacier Peak up by the 8 points and Snohomish with the ball. This is a big possession right here. Gallatin missed on. She can't count. She went out and came back in bounds, and that's going to give it back to Glacier Peak. Very fun player to watch. Has 17 points, leads both teams, but that was a really good opportunity for Snohomish. They needed to slow it down just a little bit. And each of us, hey, let's cheers.
Cheers.
This is awesome. Oh, my gosh. We got our parachute punches. Oh, look at Collins. She's got 12 points. That's her first three-pointer. She had 4 2-point field goals prior to that, so now it's back to an 11-point lead at 38-27. Well, I'm proud as punch to have this parachute.
Did you taste it?
I'm trying to, but, I got to announce the game here. But we can let the pitchers tell the story for a second. Here we go. I'm looking forward to this. We have a foul, though. That is going to go against Malia Smith. That is her third foul and fourth team foul. Oh, wow.
Isn't that good?
Oh, that is good. That is good. Yeah, you definitely pointed us in the right direction there. Thank you so much to Airport Espresso and who's ever responsible for delivering that to us. Oh, whoa. Look at that. Now, Madison Rubino has missed a lot of close-in shots and been frustrated with herself. I think she made up for all of them on that one right there. That was a beautiful shot. We got a 30-second timeout called. 14-point lead, Glacier Peak. We'll be back with more after this and some parachute punch.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
One of the things I love about, now I live down in King County and I've been coming up here for 30 years doing games. One of the things I love about Snohomish County and I love about the Snohomish area specifically, whether it be over here in Snohomish or over on the Glacier Peak side, is the community. And what we just saw is a perfect example of a community that gets the job done. And That would be Airport Espresso with the Parachute Punch. They're a sponsor of ours. And we got hooked up. This is fantastic. And we got a competitive game in front of us here, although Glacier Peak keeps moving further ahead. Maya Erling puts it in. That's her first 2 points of the quarter. She has 11 in the game, 5 in the third quarter. But, this is a –
well, maybe I'll go for a GNS heating. Well, maybe I can get a mini split. Can you run a mini split over to my house?
There you go. See if you get some PVC pipe brought over to you. They'll hit us over the head with that, say you knuckleheads. So that we got a foul coming up. That's going to go against Aaliyah Collins. Her second foul, 15 foul, each team with 5. So we've seen a few fouls in this game. These teams play each other so tight and well. But I just saw it now when Ella Gallatin and Aaliyah Collins were just kind of breaking loose from each other there and just kind of smiled at each other. And it's good, hard, friendly competition. Now, when I was over there, and we'll have the shots coming up here, that foul sending Gallatin to the line. There it is. So she now has made 5 out of 7 from the foul line, has 18 points. Next one is good. So, yeah, Debbie and I went out to dinner at the restaurant right by the Airport Espresso, and I looked over there and I go, and it was closed at that time. It was a little later in the day. But I said, I got to get over to Airport Espresso because I've been wanting to get in there and try some of this stuff out. Well, we're getting a chance tonight.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Can't beat the price either. Leah Collins with the shot and buries it. She's got 6, 2 3-pointers here, and it's now a 17-point lead. 46-29 is Glacier Peak pulling away from the Panthers. The Panthers have certainly given a very good effort. And they're young yet, like I mentioned, and they'll be getting better and better as they move along. And, you know, Todd, the wild part of this is we're knocking on the door to June, as there's a follow-up by Rubino. She's got 5 in the quarter, 9 in the game. Full timeout called by Ken Roberts. I'll get to that point after our timeout. And it is 48-29 and 19-point lead. This is STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We are back live, and it's a 19-point lead for Glacier Peak. They were up by 8 points at the end of the third quarter, 35-27, but then really have kicked it into gear. Snohomish has only scored 2 points in the quarter, and Glacier Peak has scored 13. So they've really put things together and had a couple of huge shots from Aaliyah Collins, the three-pointers. Gallatin's going to be going to the foul line. That's a blocking foul against Glacier Peak. And now, just checking, because we didn't get a chance to discuss this before. We're going to have the player of the game selection?
We are, but we don't have a shirt because Memorial Day, for some reason, they didn't get them done. We've got brand new shirts. I'm going to put a graphic up, but they're smoking. These are thick shirts. They're black. They've got screen printed.
I believe it.
I'm excited about it because I think the kids will really like them.
Well, through the years, they've always enjoyed winning them when they are player of the game, and you always come up with a great design. And so, once again, you're on the cutting edge of player of the game T-shirts. As Gallatin comes through, makes the second shot, she's got 20. Her average is about 21.5, so she's almost on it. It's an 18-point lead. So, and I do appreciate, and we appreciate the fact that you do have the player of the game T-shirts. And you make them yourself. You design them, make them yourself there at the Elvig factory and headquarters.
Well, these new ones are not. We went and spent all the money on these new ones.
Okay.
So when they get one of these, they're going to.
You've stepped it up an even higher
realize.
level. Looks like that's against Andreessen. That is going to be her second foul, 16 foul. So what parents were viewing from Orlando?
They were the.
It's okay. Andreessen.
Yes.
They're down in Orlando. So, again, I want to say hi to them. And anybody, family, grandparents, parents, cousins, that type of thing. Count the basket. We want to say hi to all of you for viewing, and we appreciate it big time. There'll be one shot coming. Foul is on Shy Rogers, her second. 17 foul. So count the basket for Waldall. She now has 8 points. Her first 6 came in the first quarter on 2 3-pointers. In for Snohomish is Reese Longnecker. So the one shot for Waldall as Longnecker gets a chance to get out on the court. Longnecker is a junior. Waldall connects on it. It's a 21-point lead, 51-30. But we do appreciate it. And sometimes, well, we can always find out. You know where they're viewing from with the technology and the software you have. So that's great.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. At some point,
I tell
it
you,
became hot
Snohomish
potato
is
out
scrappy,
there.
Man.
Oh,
They just are.
Game of pepper down there. That one goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Glacier Peak. It's Snohomish around 20 turnovers now. They have 19.
Ken Roberts always puts a product out, doesn't he?
Always. And he said to me, we're young, but we're competitive, and they are.
Boy, they are too.
And Ella Gallatin is just a junior. She'll be back next year. Cheyenne Rogers is a junior. Count that. Waldall comes through again. So she now has 5 in the quarter, 11 in the game. 23-point lead as we work our way through this. So we're looking at player of the game. It's going to be a Glacier Peak player. And I think Collins. Have you awarded one to her yet? There's a three-pointer. Fantastic. Addie Gallatin buries it. Can we go with Aaliyah Collins? Because she's been great on both ends. Now,
yeah, we can talk to her.
Yeah. She has a total of 15 points, and it's just incredible on the reads and interceptions. Really a key factor as to why Glacier Peak is winning this game. She's been dynamic on both ends of the court. Leah is a senior. Here she goes with a soft pass. That is a really good move right there to Malia Smith. 9 seniors on this Glacier Peak team. They are loaded. Unfortunately,
you have to look back at one of our other games where we talked about what colleges they were going to go to.
And there's a missed shot that time. Driving in is Gallatin. She misses on that. We got a number of substitutions coming up for both teams. There's going to be a 30-second timeout as they reload the lineups here. We'll take a timeout. 22-point lead.
Bickford Ford is Western Washington's #1 Ford truck store. Northwest weather is always a challenge, but we work regardless of what's going on outside. Your truck better do more than just come along for the ride. It needs to work as hard as you do. Since 1934, Bickford has been matching the best truck to the right job. And right now, Bickford has 138 F-Series in stock, from the best-selling F-150s to medium-duty F-650s. Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish and Bickford.net.
Back at you there, big man.
Welcome back here at Snohomish High School. 22-point lead for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They were up 18-10 at the end of the first quarter. Got out to a 9-0 lead. Then Snohomish cut it to 11-10, and then Glacier Peak kicked it into gear to get it up to 7 straight points scored. And Snohomish closed the gap later on at 25-23. And then Glacier Peak just really got going in this fourth quarter here. Snohomish has 6 points. Glacier Peak has 20. It's one of the new players in. That one rims out of there. Missing the shot that time, Lillian Downs. She saw some action in the first half. And your daughter, Sarah, who's a Glacier Peak graduate and now a freshman at Everett Community College, correct? And she got a scholarship, didn't she?
She did. She got the first ever Rosenbaugh scholarship.
It's a very memorable scholarship right there.
So it is, because it was from Rory Rosenbaugh's daughter, who was the first manager for football. She was killed, and they
tragically in a car accident.
Yes.
Yeah, very sad, very sad.
And they named a scholarship after her, and Sarah was a 4-year manager at football, and she got the very first of that scholarship.
That's fantastic. Congratulations to her. And in memory of Rory's daughter. As a very sad situation. Under a minute to go, and their shot is good. Lily Kirshner connects on it. We got a substitution type of timeout there. So what is Sarah what is she studying? What is she showing an interest in?
Well, she would like to be an occupational therapist.
Okay. But still be working for the network here.
She's had the first year of college, and she's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it can be challenging, or sometimes you need to take a little break. So there's a missed shot right there, 24-point lead. And we're going to go with Aaliyah Collins as our player of the game. She has more than earned it out there. What a great performance. There it is. Count that basket. One of the new players in, Zoe Macris coming through. She is a senior. Shy Rogers out of backcourt, and a foul is going to send her to the line. So I was going to say, for Snohomish, you got Shy Rogers, who is a junior. Brianna Ulrich, who we have not seen, is a freshman. Lindsay McClellan, a sophomore. Kayla Soderstrom is going to play soccer at Northwest University as a senior. Sophie Christman has not played. She's a sophomore. Kalika Cole saw some action. She's a senior. Ella Gallatin, a junior. Sarah Rogers, who's been out there, just a sophomore. Jada Andreessen, just a sophomore. Reese Longnecker, who saw some action here in this half, is a junior. Mackenzie White, we haven't seen her tonight. She's a senior. Addie Gallatin, just a freshman. And, boy, I tell you, she's got good presence out there and going to be a big factor for them coming through the next 3 years. Paige Hampton has not played tonight, and she's a sophomore, and Catherine Green, a freshman. So they got a lot of youth coming through for the next 2 or 3 years, and I think Snohomish will be right there. And, of course, Glacier Peak with all these seniors and many going college bound, it is very exciting, and they continue to just crank out great talent. Buzzer goes off. That is the end of the game as Glacier Peak wins it 59-35. They improved to 5-0. Snohomish drops to 4-2 on the season here in the spring season. And we will take a break, and then we're going to come right back with an interview with our player of the game, Aaliyah Collins.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
It's okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. And where are you going to college?
Chicago State University.
Chicago State.
Yeah.
Which is, are they?
We're on.
Okay. Welcome back. We're going to make it official right here. Aaliyah Collins, you are the STSPN player of the game. Not your first rodeo at this, and what a great performance for you. I had you at least 6 steals and 15 points. Great job.
Thank you.
You really play hard out there. I mean, you were reading the ball and everything so well defensively. I mean, it just felt like every time we looked down there, you were making an interception.
Yeah. With that, whenever my offense isn't going for me too well, I try to focus more on my defense and then wait for the offense to come afterwards. So
it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even in the first quarter, you had 6 points, and we noticed right off early on there were 5 different people that scored for Glacier Peak. You were one of them, and it was a tough you got off to a good start, 9-0, and then it was 11-2, and then suddenly Snohomish is back there just 1 point down. What happened there?
I think we got too complacent. We definitely slowed it down, and our energy just went on a downward hill. So after halftime, we were just like, we got to get this energy up because.
So what's the general feeling with this shortened season, right? Are you feeling like you don't have playoffs you're playing for? Good job, kid.
There's coach right there.
You don't have playoffs, right? So what keeps you motivated?
Ultimately, like, I feel like a lot of us, like the seniors this year, got robbed with everything going on. And I honestly, for me at least, just being able to have these games is like enough for me. Like, granted, we won't go to state or like anything else, but I'm glad with the little that we have gotten. So that's just honestly been pushing me. And I'm just kind of thinking as these games are getting me more prepared to go to college.
Yep, that's right. That's
And
right.
you mentioned college. You're going to play at Chicago State?
Yes.
Okay, how did that come to be? How did you end up going there, deciding to go there?
Well, Malia Smith, her uncle had talked to the school for me, and then somehow we just started talking, and then I fell in love. Love the coaches.
Okay.
Love the program. Super excited.
And the Windy City, there's a lot to do back there.
Yeah.
Now, are they WAC, Western Athletic Conference, or where are they? Are they in the Western Athletic Conference?
Yes.
So you'll get to come play Seattle University.
Yep.
That is fantastic.
They are whack.
No, they are WAC. No. Seattle U, not Chicago. Stop it. Anyway, but it is geographically a very interesting conference in that you've got Texas in there, you've got Southern California, you've got Seattle, you've got Chicago State. I think Kansas City was in it. I'm not sure if they're still anymore. So you're going to be doing some traveling.
Yes, a
but
lot.
you will get to come back to home and
Yes.
play there at the Red Hawk Center. So that in itself. Now, we wanted to find out some of your other teammates, if you know some of the other teammates you have where they're going to school at.
I do know Malia Smith is going to Tarleton University in
Okay.
Texas.
Oh, so she's going to Tarleton?
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be in the same league as you.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tarleton State was just joined the WAC
Yes.
this year. So see, I'm up on my WAC stuff. I announced for Seattle U before I went to UW.
There was an oddball here. You've got a college that I'd never heard of before. Do you know who that was on your
An
team?
oddball.
No, it's like, how do you get recruited to go there? It was in North Carolina or somewhere.
Was it Elon?
No. You got one of the girls. I'm
But
going to
you
look that
will
up
get
for
to
the
play
next game.
Division One. Don't worry about him. He's all wound up for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So cut him off. Anyway, but no, because I'm definitely familiar with the program you're going to. What would you be looking at studying? Do you know yet? Is it too early?
I think I want to go into business. I'd like to open up my own hair shop, but
There you go.
yeah.
Well, look at the hair. It's looking good.
There you go. And so hey,
So we have a shirt.
We
but
do.
I don't. But it's.
You
but
make sure she
we were
gets
supposed
that.
to. We're supposed to have picked them up tonight. They're brand new.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
new design, and so I'll expect you to take a picture in it to send to us. But also, when you get to college, take a picture. Say, hey.
Right there, like with in the windy, right in front of Wrigley Field or
But
something.
you're gonna
like
like
that.
this one. This is really good heavyweight shirt. You're
Okay.
gonna like it.
Yeah,
I'll bring it over to
he's
school.
upped the design even more this year. So hey, thanks a lot.
Yes.
We appreciate your time and continue on. You got a few more games left as you get ready to go, and you've always been great to watch. Again, I just loved watching the hustle out there, and your anticipation was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a great bus ride back to Glacier Peak. Thank you so much, and stay
Oh,
safe.
they left her.
No, they've
come
already
on.
left.
Teammates.
Oh my gosh.
I'll see.
Thank you so
You
much.
take care. Good to see you again. Take care. That's Aaliyah Collins, a fabulous game. She had
Great to see you again, Leah.
at least 6 steals, and then because we wanted to get that confirmed, but at least 6. And then we also saw her score 15 points, and she's a
She's
gem.
being so nice. You were just talking her ear off, and she's so nice. They left her. She's probably going to have to walk back up to Glacier Peak.
Well, you know what? It's not a bad walk.
No,
I've had to do it a couple times. So.
She will have to go past Airport Expresso if she's
She,
gonna take the
you know,
back
I
way.
almost mentioned that to her. I said, if you're down there, you make sure to check out that parachute punch. and so as we wrap things up, I'm here with Mr. Giddy. So Mr. Giddy, again, thank
It's
you.
because of the punch.
Oh, no, they didn't spike it, but it is delicious. And that is just one of the offerings you can get at Airport Espresso. We want to thank them for hooking us up with the beverages. We talked about it. We were praying that it would happen, and it did. We saw those drinks come up, and whoever found a way to make that. Now, who's your buddy again from Harvey?
So you got brother and sister, so it's half a dozen, 1/6 the other for making it happen. Lance or Heather, when they probably called each other and said, hey,
We got to make this happen. Well, you know what? It worked. And so we appreciate Airport Espresso being on as a sponsor. And they've been on for a bit now. They've been on for a while, and they love being involved. Also, Bickford Ford, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Air Conditioning. Gene Johnson Plumbing. I want to say something about Gene Johnson Plumbing. They're all over the place. Because I live down in King County. I have seen a Gene Johnson Plumbing truck in the past week alone 2 or 3 times.
Yep.
Because
once you see that logo, you understand.
You do, and we do appreciate. And I've always been one too. And one of the things I love about what we get to do in community sports is the sponsorship, and you get to build a bond with them, like we did with Airport Espresso or different ones, and the others like Gene Johnson, and of course, McDaniels Dewitt Center.
Well, yeah,
that is
McDaniels, they've been with us since we
right from
started
the beginning.
back in
So
2009.
Yeah, so those people, all of you, we appreciate, and we'll welcome more people on board. And you're about to hit the selling season here in about another about a month. So
yeah. If in fact, if I talk to Heather, listen, Heather, it's more expensive for the fall.
that means we're going to make sure that we're going to send a lot of people their way to sell plenty of those Airport Espresso parachute punches. Heather, Lance, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. So, everybody, we thank you, too, for tuning in. And if we seem like school kids having a great time here, it's because it's true. Because Todd and I love working together. We did a soccer game probably 6 or 7 weeks ago, and then I've had some obligations where I haven't been able to get up here as much. And we got another one coming up together on June 19th at Kings. But I know you got plenty of games coming. I'm glad you were able to put things together to be able to do as much as you could during this very interesting time when basketball is happening in May and June, the various sports. But when we get into the fall again, of course, football should be back at its normal time, soccer, volleyball, and then we'll roll right into basketball. And, it keeps getting more and more normal. So that's what we like to see. And we want to wish everybody to be safe out there and follow all the rules, and things will work out. So anyway, again, final score 59-35. Glacier Peak with the victory over Snohomish. Mark Aucutt, Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig saying winning is for tonight, but sportsmanship is for a lifetime. And thanks to Joel Boyer on PA tonight, too, for giving us some shouts. As we'll talk to you next time. Take care, everybody, and good night.